We're gonna do our elf bubble, and to do our elf bubble, it's the same as we did the others, but on row 9 it's different. So I'm gonna try to be a bit quick on this one when I'm explaining on all these rows. So magic ring. Inside your magic ring you will insert 6 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You're gonna get the stitch marker, you're gonna close it, you're gonna get the stitch marker, and you're gonna do on your second row 6 increases, 2 in each one of the previous one. So do the 6 increases, 2 on each one. This is my first single crochet, and I'm gonna do a second on the same spot. That's what an increase means. So do 2 on each one of the previous one, and I'll be right back. You should end with 12 single crochets. We're gonna start on row 3, and on row 3 we're gonna start with an increase. We're gonna start 1 single crochet, new mark. On the same spot you do an increase, and then you do a single crochet. Then an increase, and then a single crochet. So an increase, a single crochet until the end of the row. You should end with 18 single crochets. On row 4 you're gonna do 2 single crochets. That's my first one, and I put my marker there. Another one on the next one, and on the third will be an increase. So our sequence will be 2 single crochets, 1 on each spot. On the third, an increase, that's 2 in the same spot. Of row 4 you should have end up with 24 single crochets. Row 5 we're gonna do an increase on your first one, so that's my first, that's my increase. So 2 single crochets on the first one, and then our sequence gonna be 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and in our fourth we're gonna increase 2 in the same spot. On the end of row we're gonna have 30 single crochets. Okay, we have finished our row 5 with 30 single crochets. On row 6 we're gonna do 1 single crochet on there, and then we're going to do another single crochet, and then on the third one we're gonna have our first increase, 2 in the same spot. So we did 2 single crochets, an increase, and now we're gonna do our sequence for, we're gonna do it for 5 times. It's gonna be 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 3 single crochet, 4 single crochet, and on the 5th an increase, that's 2 in the same spot. So repeat these 4 more times, and on the end of the row you have to end with 36 stitches. So we finished row 6 and we're going to row 7, and we're gonna start with an increase here, and then our sequence will be 5 single crochets and an increase, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there an increase. You're gonna repeat this four more times, and on the end of the row you should have 42 single crochets. We're going to our row number 8, and in our row number 8 we're gonna start. This is our first single crochet, and we mark it, and we're gonna do another 2 single crochets, 1, 2, so we have 3. Then we're gonna do an increase, 2 single crochets on the same spot, and then we're gonna do 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and an increase on the end of this one. You do this for until the end of the row, and on the end of the row you need to have 48 single crochets. So we finish our row number 8, and we're going to our row number 9, and on row number 9 we're gonna do the 48 single crochets, but just pick on the back of the loop, okay, because we're gonna need this front loop to insert the hair. So we're gonna pick up the back of the loop, and we're gonna do the 48 single crochets. No increases, no decreases, straightforward. Just picking the back of the loop. Alright, again, the back loop of the single crochet. Okay, do it all the way around, and I'll be right back. Row 9, and now from row 10 to row 16 you're gonna do this, the 48 single crochets normal, picking up both loops. Okay, 1, 2, do the 48 single crochets, do the 48 single crochets, and then the ring 6 rows, 10 to 16, and I'll be back for the decreases. I am on the end of row 16. We're gonna go for row number 17, so we're gonna start doing our decreases. So let single crochet your first, your second, and your third. And to be symmetric, we gotta go the same way we came to increase. So now, because we finalize on 3 single crochets, 1 decrease, 1 increase, we're gonna do 3 single crochets, 1 decrease. And how we're gonna do it? We're gonna pick up this loop on this stitch, we're going to pick up the other loop of the other stitch, the front 2 loops, we're going to pass yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through. That's our first decrease. Now we're going to do 6 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and another decrease, picking up the front loops of 2 single crochets, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through. That's how we do our decreases for our bubbles. So the sequence is 6 single crochets, 1 decrease. On the end of this row we need to have 42 single crochets. So we finalize row 17, we're gonna go on row 18, and row 18 we start with a decrease, picking up the front 2 loops, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through. That's our first single crochet of row 18. Then we're gonna do 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then a decrease, picking up the front loops, pull it through, pull it through. So row 18, 5 single crochets, a decrease. On the end of the row we must have 36 single crochets. Row 19, we're gonna start with 2 single crochets, one on each one. Mark your first one, 1, 2. We're gonna have a decrease, picking up the front 2 loops of the next 2 stitches, yarn through. That's our first decrease. And now we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we're gonna pick up the front stitches to do a decrease after our 4 single crochets. So you pick up the front loops and you do a decrease. So 4 single crochets and 1 decrease. On the end of this row you must end with 30 single crochets. Row number 20, we're gonna start with a decrease, taking the front 2 loops and do our decrease. We're gonna mark our first single crochet. We're gonna do 1, 2, and 3 single crochets, and again a decrease. So our sequence is going to be 3 single crochets, 1 decrease all over, and on the end of this row you must end with 24 single crochets. Row number 21, we're going to do a sequence of 1 and 2, 2 single crochets and a decrease. Again, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, and a decrease. Do this until the end of your row, and you end up with 18 single crochets. On the end of this row and with 18 stitches, you're gonna pull it back and you're gonna fill it in with fiber, so I don't pick up the fiber. So let's make sure I don't have any around here. It's getting dark already here, so it was a very good day today. It went dark later, so cannot complain. So let's go. So on our next row, it's row number 22, and we're gonna start with a decrease. All right, so yeah, okay, let's pick up the front loop of this one and the front loop of the next one, yarn over, pull it through those 2 loops, yarn over. I don't want to there you go. That's our first single crochet there for this row. Okay, so we did a decrease and we're going to do a single crochet now. And our sequence is a decrease and a single crochet. So let's do another decrease, pick up this front loop, put the fiber behind. It's better like that. Pick up the other loop, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through. Well, almost worked. Front loop, second front loop, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through. It did work this time. Then a single crochet through. both loops. There you go. And you're gonna do this until the end of the row, and on the end of the row you must have 12 single crochets. Final row is row number 23, and on these 12 stitches you're gonna do 6 decreases, so you will end up with 6 single crochet. So you decrease them all. So this is our first decrease, and you keep going until the end of the row, finishing with 6 single crochets. We are finishing our row number 23, and we're just gonna do a slip knot, a slip stitch through a first single crochet, do a slip stitch, chain 1, and cut just a tiny bit of yarn, pull it through. Now, too much things around here, sorry, it's a very small area. So get your needle. Now pick up the front loops of each stitch, just the front ones. See? Pull it, just do a bit of a knot here, like this. And then you're gonna pull this. My phone went off. So I left my needle the way I left it when I was here. So just pull it through the other side. And there you go. Okay. And cut it. So that's the head or little elf. And we're gonna do his hair now. I'll be right back. We're gonna put some hair in our elf. So instead of we working this way, we're gonna work this way. So I'm gonna turn my bauble, and on these loops left outside on the row 9, gonna introduce my hook. I did a knot there already, so I'm gonna pass him through, and I like to hold my yarn to make it safe, so I'm gonna do a slip stitch. Now introduce your hook again on that loop. Yarn, hold your yarn like this, and with your hook in this direction, go and get that piece of yarn like this and pull it through that loop. Okay, now you have this first one here. If you think it's too big, you just adjust it now before you do a single crochet, and you do a single crochet now. Yeah, we're gonna do it a few more times. So on the next one, introduce your hook on that loop with the hook like this. You're gonna get that yarn there, and you're gonna pull it through. Adjust the size of it, and you're gonna do yours, and you're gonna pass it through those two. Yeah, again, through the top, in the bottom, get that loop there, bring it back through this loop, and do a slip stitch and slip through these 2 loops. Yeah, that's how it's gonna stay. Again, next loop, in the top, go get it, pass it through, take your finger, hopefully. It's just difficult the first few ones, then becomes easy, because nothing that do these bubbles are difficult. It's everything very simple, and they are very, very easy to do and very quick. So through the top, in the bottom, you're gonna pull it, and then you're gonna slip to those 2 loops in the hook. Yeah, insert your hook there, through the top, get the bottom yarn, pull it through that loop, and then pull it through those 2 loops in the hook. Gonna do one more time, and then you can maybe pause it or rewind it. Let's go. The more you do, the more easier it is. You do this, I don't know the name of this stitch, to be fair enough with you, but I know we do it on knitting as well, because I used to do it with knitting things I used to make. So I'm gonna do all around, and I'll be right back. So I finished to do my loops for the hair, and I'm on the back now. So I'm just gonna slip stitch to that first crochet there to finish the row. Chain 1, and just cut a bit enough so you can hide it inside after. That's it. You don't actually need to do it all over, but you know, for good practice. It's getting shape now, so just need to hide these inside. You get your needle and you just go and hide them. Next we probably gonna do, I don't know if we start from the bottom. Probably. So sorry about this. Just there you go. Just hide it, you know, between the stitches. You know, it's not gonna be visible. There you go. That's my first one. Hide it. Then I'm gonna hide the other one, and I'll be right back.